Hey everybody, this is Grace, and in this video I want to talk about narcissistic women who are this way that I'm going to describe. Now I tend to think of them as also, excuse me, allergies, also a bit histrionic, okay, the behaviors, another cluster B. So they're narcissistic and histrionic, a blend of behaviors. Now I'm not talking about diagnosing them as with a personality disorder, but the behaviors, yeah. And some of what they do to their targets, to the people they're trying to make them the victims, or actually making them their victims, and plural, okay, not just one, but plural. Now, in the past, I did one about narcissistic woman and her male target, okay. And they some of them, now, one size doesn't fit all in any of this. Read the disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. But, some of them, they try to get a male involved, a man involved, whether they try to get into a relationship with them. But when they're targeting victims, plural, they like to have that male who's going to basically back them up and make them seem a certain way. Like they're such great people, they have a wonderful relationship, and it's always wonderful to them. Their relationship, when they talk about it, it makes them seem like the average person when they're not at all average people. Remember, one size doesn't fit all in this. I'm not going to say it again. I'm going to try not to. But they want the world to see them as just like everybody else. And I'm going to talk about people, say, around my age, in their 50s, 40s, 50s, and up. And they want to seem, like I said, like they're just the average person, and they have this loving relationship, which they think that would tell people that they're such wonderful people themselves, that they have such a wonderful relationship, and they have really good judgment in finding the right partner. And it could turn out to be a partner in crime, or just a partner who's very, what is the term, dim-witted, or not, just not so bright. But often these are not so bright either. The only thing that they have, like people say street smart or whatever, it's not really a street smart, it's a con. They've got the con game down, the con game smart. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm going to talk about them and their targets. Okay, and yes, it is raining. I'm sitting outside and enjoying the rain, and enjoying being outside given the pandemic and all. And I've been stay at home for 2.5 months plus, I guess. I don't know. And anyway, so what do? In order to get, let's say you're online, and these are people who are trying to sell something online, whether they're doing it on some kind of, it's going to be something on a big social media, whether it's in writing or in video or both. Yeah, how are they going to draw people in, reel people in? And one of the biggest things is they scope it all out. They try to find out what is the lean, and what direction do people tend to lean to? Is it, and often they think only in these terms of left or right, okay, and let's say it's right, they lean to the right, or far right even, and they learn, they go and pick up from other, say it's on video, they go and pick up from other people's videos, and they learn which way people lean, and what people do, how they do it. They will steal their ideas and their ways and their all that, but they go and scope it all out, and then they make their own videos. YouTube is not the only place you can make videos, so they'll make their own videos, and they'll start off acting, really, like I said, they talk about their spouse, their children if they have any, and around my age, maybe grandchildren, and seem like real good people, but they'll throw out just a little bit each time, a little bit of that, like I said, if it's far right, we're going to use that as an example. They'll throw out a little bit of far right stuff, just very subtle at first, and that helps to draw them in, and people start talking about them, because the targets now What they're looking for is the confirmation bias. They're looking for somebody who talks about the subjects they're interested in and the way they see it, like far right. It doesn't have to be far right, remember. And it's not only just far left is the opposite. That's not all. There are other ones. But they'll use that, whatever it is. And, bit by bit. And they act very innocent all the while, like they're really truly innocent people, and just really loving and caring people, and good people. They act like they're good people, and some of them, unfortunately, will even say that they're good Christians. But what they say, what actually comes out of their mouth, is not Christian-like. Yeah. But not at first. At first it's very subtle. First they're not. They're trying to look exactly like they say they are. Okay. Now another thing is, they learn. They scope out their audience. If their audience takes them down a different road, or many of them seem like they want to talk about that, they'll go down that road. Now this could be even if they don't think that way. They're doing far right when they're far left. They're far the other direction. It doesn't matter as long as they're drawing it in, because a lot of it is just often about money, and sometimes it's just about getting attention, but usually a big factor is, like I said, is about the money. Yeah, they're trying to draw people in so they can get money from them, from whatever, and they try to find out what is it that their audience lacks. Okay, and it can be as far as the audience lacks attention. I mean, it doesn't have to be a product to sell, but they try to find out what does their audience need, what does it want. They want, and like I said, a lot of people say, well, that's just sales anyway, that's how it works. But really think about that. Okay, now these are people who are using things, and what they eventually start doing is throwing out a lot of misinformation. Okay, a lot of misinformation. They'll do the conspiracy theory thing. Everything's a conspiracy. Everybody's out to get them. They go the paranoid route. Whatever it is to get that attention and that money for those products, whatever kind of products it is. And it can even be something, I know somebody who does this, that they buy out of Dollar Tree, and they might put a little bit of glitter on it, and they bought it for $1 and they sell it for 10 or 15, something like that. And actors seem to think that other people don't know that, don't notice it. Whatever it is they want to sell. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And another thing, now I've been on YouTube, my original channel, making videos for August will be 6 years, and I've seen this plenty of times. Plenty of times. What often they'll do is, if they don't have enough viewers to sell whatever it is, or to get the money, they might just be trying to get money, people to put in their PayPal or whatever way that they can get it. If they don't have enough viewers to get it, what they do is they'll start a drama. Okay, they'll start a fight with somebody else, say if it is on, it doesn't have to be YouTube, there are other places, like I said earlier. But they'll start a fight with another, say it's a YouTuber, will start a war, a little fight with another YouTuber. And sometimes these YouTubers are in cahoots, that cahoots word, I haven't heard in a long time. I hope I'm using it right, in fact. But they'll do that, and even if the other one doesn't care, but they'll try to get attention. Try really hard so they can draw people into their product and to sell that product. And here's the thing, a lot of people said, like I said, they say it's just sales, that's how it works. That's a victim mentality, and or it could be somebody who, I shouldn't have said victim mentality, you don't want to blame the victim, but it's somebody, often what I've seen is somebody who wants to do it themselves. Okay. So they'll do this drama and, try to draw people in. Where was I going with that? Oh, and they'll create that drama. Let me go this route. They'll create that whole drama, the fight between the other ones and all that, and so they get the attention and everything. And one of their favorite things to do at that point is to return to the act of all innocent. They're all innocent, and then they play the victim. Oh yes, they go down that road of saying, that they're just a victim of all these mean, hateful people, that were on the other side, and they're really being horrible to them, on and on. They're still drumming it up and getting people more and more, reeling people in, making people feel sorry for them. Now, what I was saying was, think about how they are manipulating people's minds and people's feelings, their thoughts and their feelings, and just manipulating them. Okay, yeah, many of the cluster Bs, but let's say narcissistic and histrionic, they've learned how to manipulate. Okay, this is not a good thing. I know there's some people say, well, they're trying to sell something that's okay. No, manipulation is not okay. Now, of course, there will be some people that have been following them, and those people will finally get a clue, especially whenever that person, the manipulator, starts having a meltdown, gets angry about something. Yeah, they'll see them have a meltdown, and that's often when they say, okay, I get it now. They're not getting their way. They're stomping their foot like a little baby. And now sometimes they'll take that too, whenever somebody, when they've been doing all this to try to get all, to draw people in, and at some point their true colors, come through, and you'll see their mean, evil side. They will be laughing at the people who, they get so, what's the word I'm looking for? They get so confident in their game, okay? And they start letting their, pure evil side, their true colors being shown. And people see that. Some people say, oh no, yeah, see, how could I have not seen this all this before? It's because they were hiding it. Don't blame yourself. They were hiding it. They know the score. They know the game. And, but yeah, when they get so cocky about it, so confident, so arrogant, and they start showing that side, you can see them how they will, it's, like they're making fun of people, like, they're like the mean girls type, but they're adults, and you see that side, and it's just horrible to see. And this is a lather, rinse, repeat. They might be knocked down, they might go into hiding and stuff like that for a little while, but they come back and it's lather, rinse, repeat. They start the whole program all over again. And this is not my first video on this topic, by the way. It just depends, sometimes, yeah, I do it on different channels. I have more than one. But, yeah, I don't have any, just for the record, I don't have any, what is it called, PayPal up. I don't have a PayPal. I had called, because I did it one time many years ago, before all this kind of stuff. And I don't remember, it was something I was trying to buy or something, and you needed to buy it with a PayPal. I'm talking maybe when PayPal first started coming out, or it just came out. Anyway, I called them, and I made sure they closed it. They had still had it open. And anyway, and I don't ask for money, never have in 6 years try to get money from anybody, and never have gotten money, just for the record, from anybody. And but these are people, not everybody who has a PayPal. Some people who have a PayPal set up, they are actually doing, with that money, they're doing some good out in the community or whatever, whatever it is. And some people, yeah, that might be their job, is to do videos or whatever. These are people I'm talking that are very manipulative, very narcissistic, and very, abusive toward people. Yeah, and it doesn't matter if it's adults or children to them. They'll be verbally abusive. And some simply call them e-beggars. Sum them up as e-beggars. But they're really, many of them are con artists. They know how to work it. They don't care what age you are either. And if you're on a fixed income, and to them, your income is, what you have is partially theirs. And some will even make fun of people and say, like they'll have a Patreon or something. I don't know how much Patreon, but I remember when it was $1. You could have $1 tier and then more higher ones. And they would joke and say, not really joke, just be real sarcastic and say, if you can't afford $1, then you don't even need to be online. Ugh, just low life. Okay, but anyway, as far as their victims, some would call them their targets. Some would call them once they become reeled in, and some of them will become what some call narcissistic flying monkeys. Like think Wizard of Oz, and they go out and do whatever the um, what was she called in that the evil witch or whatever. Um, Whatever she wanted them to do, they did her bidding. They did her dirty work. And they'll attack. These are people, like if somebody attacks the person who's the manipulator, they'll attack that person. And then it can be verbal. It could be worse. But often these are people who have needs, and like I said, they're looking for confirmation bias, and they don't realize what they're walking into. There are so many different ways, different kinds of targets. Some people are just innocents. Some are assumptions of that manipulator, that this person, like me, has an accent, so therefore, no. I'm an independent. I think for myself. But yeah, they will try to find all of them. And like I said, they'll make attacks on other people, and it could be very harmful to these other people. So they can, like other YouTubers, a YouTuber doing that to another YouTuber, when it really does a lot of harm to that other YouTuber. And, some of these flying monkeys might try to actually hurt that other YouTuber. So, but they don't care. They don't have that conscience. They don't, it's all about them. It's all that, whatever they want. And it really, to them, whatever consequences, that's just too bad. You should know better. Some of these even have the attitude. They're making videos, and they have an attitude of, well, if you're making videos, you should know that could happen, and it probably will. It's like they're so screwed up. Then anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, and I think I've done enough on it. And anyway, if you have any experiences you'd like to share, leave it in the comments below. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click that circle icon that pops up. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.